Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So, I know a lot of you guys heard me say this before, but today's video we're going to talk about going cashless for the digital currency. Because that's what digital currency is. It's cashless. No paper money, no fiat money, no gold, no silver. None of those tangible items. Digital. Completely out of the air kind of deal in the digital world. They are training us to go cashless. They have been for the last few years, even before Mr. 19 showed up, COVID. There are a lot of businesses, guys, were going cashless. We have a place here called Chopped, some kind of foo-foo hipster salad spot, and they're cashless. And then Starbucks is announcing going cashless in some of their locations, not all, some. So a lot of places, guys, are switching over to cashless. I mean, hell, for those of you that live near the city, we have that Easy Pass, and I know they have something similar in different states. But again, cashless, right? No longer dealing with the toll clerk. Now you just drive straight through. Subways, cashless. Everything is debit card, your phone, your watch, whatever it is, cashless. They're training us to go cashless, guys, because they want this digital currency to go into effect. And at the very least, if they don't usher it in the way I think they're going to, which now I'm starting to think they might not. I think they're going to ease us into it over the next few years. It's not going to be a sudden thing because, again, like I said before, for the digital currency to happen, for it to work, they have to, something cataclysmic has to happen to somewhat force us to switch over to that kind of lifestyle. And I don't see a lot of us doing that. And right now, guys, people love cash, period. I mean, though a lot of people just log onto their computer and look at their bank account and there goes a number on the screen, right? It's not like it was back in the days. You used to have that little book and it would tell you how much you had in that little book. Every time you went to the bank, you handed them in this little booklet and they update your account on this thing, and that was your banking passport, if you will. Now we're all digital in that aspect, and we have been for some time. There are a lot of businesses here in New York, guys, that do not do cash. But there are also a lot of businesses here in New York that only do cash, will not take a debit card to save their life, which is cool. I know Peter Luger's, which is a steak restaurant. They're one of them. They only do cash only. No debit cards, no nothing. Which, again, is cool. They're old school, right? Hell, you even have people who are begging for money. You know, the musicians in the street playing their violin and their stupid guitars. They even gone cashless by putting QR codes on their guitar case or whatever it is that collects money, and you can scan that and give them money digitally. You can also still throw money into their, guitar case or whatever it is, collecting the money, but they also have QR codes. So now a lot of people are switching over to QR codes for donations as well because it's easier. But this is the training of the cashless lifestyle that they want us to have. Remember during COVID, when Mr. 19 showed up, all of a sudden you couldn't touch cash. They were like, oh, Mr. 19 can hang out on the cash for up to 10 days. And people were like, well, how am I going to? And then they started using your card. Never mind that the same person who was handling the cash or had Mr. 19 was touching the fucking scanning thing, the swiping credit card, debit card thing. They were still touching that. That was still getting it as well. So the cash, the Mr. 19 being on cash was absolutely bullshit because it was on everybody's debit card, it was on the card swipers, and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, they were conditioning people with that BS. So, guys, the cashless currency thing is going to happen. We're going to see more and more businesses go down this line, but I think it's going to be over time. It's not going to be next year, even though the essential digital banking system will be fired up or online next year for the United States. I don't think they're going to usher everyone in like I thought they did. I thought a couple months ago that they were going to force people in there. But then I started thinking, to force people in it, something cataclysmic has to happen. And therefore, when that cataclysmic event happens, then people will be like, well, okay, if it makes life easier, right? They're going to start beating the it makes life easier drum too with using the digital currency. Because listen, guys, once they switch over to digital currency, once they have you completely dependent on digital currency, we're fucked, because they can essentially control our lifestyle through money. Well, if you bought too much of this or you bought too much of that, they can lock you out. If you owe taxes, they could just take it out without even asking you. They'll notify you In the beginning, you'll get an email or a piece of mail, parcel in the mail telling you you owe $2,000 and that we're going to take it out on this day. And there's no way for you to stop it. You can't block it. It's not like a bank account where you used to be able to block it or just shut the account down and then move on. You won't be able to do that with the digital banking system, which is why the digital banking system's bad. Because if they want to pull out extra taxes or they come up with some new bullshit tax and say, here, we need this tax to support this new bridge or shuttle or whatever the fuck they want to put that money towards, they can just pull it out. And then who's going to fight them? You can't fucking shut your account down and start a new one. It's all connected to your social security system, your cell phone, your life, everything. So with that, guys, digital banking system has to be fought every step of the way, but nonetheless, the World Economic Forum is still talking about it, and they're still gearing up other countries to jump on board and do that as well. If I'm not mistaken, Italy stated that they were going to do it within the next couple of months. Germany is going to follow next year. France and I think Italy all next year. No, Italy, sorry. Italy is this year sometime. France and Germany are next year, and I think Brazil might be following as well. The World Economic Forum is making this shit happen, guys. Other countries are going to go cashless, where the businesses are going to have to go cashless as well. So we shall see where this goes, but I think in these countries as well, there's going to be some pushback, because I don't think people want to subscribe to that, because a digital banking system run by anyone's country, guys, is bad. And once every country's involved, I can see them starting a global bank. Now, the global bank thing probably won't happen for another 30, 50 years, but nonetheless, I see that being a bad thing. Anyway, other than that, guys, see you in the next video.